Viewers, this is the fifth and final roundtable for season one. Though no traitors have left the game so far, tonight could be the best chance for everyone to make a move to get their hands on the cash. We are about to find out who will make it to the final stage of the game. Leave nothing on the table tonight. Players, the floor is yours.
Okay. As I was saying, Ryan, you and I, we talk a lot. You are my go-to person in this game for who, like, what happened, what's going on, what are you thinking? I really trust your judgment. You know, the thing is, Brian, that I took my sister telling me today for me to realize this isn't Survivor, okay? Alliances are okay on Survivor, but you can be aligned with a traitor. And then after my sister kind of mentioned that to me, I was going through all of like kind of the conversations that we have had. And like with the Alex thing, I feel like you were very 100% that he was a faithful, and the only way you would know 100%
Well,
is if you were a traitor. Like,
I specifically said 95% to you. I remember that conversation.
okay, 95%, but still. And then you talk about how traders should act. How would a trader act? What would a trader do? And if this is how traders act. This is how they act. So you would know 100% how a trader should act.
I thought I would before this game, but clearly that is not the case. Considering that we've banished all faithfuls this far, and I've been a part of most of them.
Right. But like the real nail in the coffin for me today, Ryan, with regards to you, was when you messaged me and said, I'm going after Ron tonight. And then you sent me a voice message after the fact saying, if I'm not murdered, then I'm going to go for Ron tonight. But you had sent me the message already saying that you were going after Ron tonight
I
without saying that if we were murdered. How the fuck did you know that you and
uh,
Ron were going to be here?
that's sure. That's a good point. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm looking into the future of when I'm revealed to the faithful, and you're going to be very upset. And I don't want that to happen, Stick. But if that's the nail in the coffin, I don't know what else I can say. I am never 100% confident who the traitor is. I believe it to be Tara and Ron. That was my suspicion today. That's why I switched away from Tara to Ron, to get the person who I believe was the more manipulative person out of here before the fires, because I believe he can get people's ear and change their mind. I'm willing to go after Tara because I do believe it's either one. And so if people
Yeah,
want to do
you were
that,
willing to change your vote just before we came back into this room too. So
you talk about me saying the word Tara as a joke when we
yeah,
were in the
I
room.
mean, you're going after
Oh
me, and
my
then all of a sudden
god!
you switch to Tara.
I
Like, what is it, Ryan?
I need to
You're
say,
obsessed with
Where's the
me.
vote going for you, and who
I
should
need to
people be voting
say,
for?
man, people. Okay, I give kudos to the traders. I genuinely, and I said this to Jess yesterday. True masterclass. You all have found a way to fit in perfectly with this crew of people who play but don't really play. Like, I hate to say that, but like, and I admit I'm overplaying. I admit that for sure. But like, we're supposed to be finding traders. Like, that's what we're supposed to be trying to do. And people don't share information. You called Alex out yesterday for sharing too much information. That's the core of the game here. We were supposed to share information with people. We're supposed to send voice memos to elaborate on things that we have said previously. I said, hey, I think we should go after Ron tonight. And then I'm like, oh, let me explain that in a voice memo, because we talked last night, Stick, in voice memo, because I figured that would be easier for you to understand when I was explaining the format of the game. And so I was like, yes, let me send a voice memo. But that's suspicious, and vote me out, I guess. I've been playing this game very poorly by telling
It's
people what I'm feeling in the moment.
like when I was started thinking about all these things, like my stomach dropped. I was like, this can't be fucking happening. This guy is my go-to guy. But then it was like, what if he was convincing me to, not vote out Alex, that he is a faithful, which he was, of course, but like that guy spoke a lot. And then I was thinking back, okay, to other games that I've played, like that's his meat shield. And I'm this freaking little person that doesn't know shit. Just, I'm easily convinced by you because it just, if I was a trader, that's how I would it. That's how I would have done it. I want my fucking meat shield, and I want somebody to convince easily to do whatever I say.
Can I chime in for one thing here, which is just an interesting observation. So it's funny. In doing this, Stick, Ryan, and I, we're the three who are talking
Yes.
about how all this is supposed to work and how this is going.
Yes.
Could the traitors
I
be turning us all against each other in a way? I'm theorizing because, in all honesty, Ryan, my vote tonight coming into this, I was like thinking it could be Tara. Why not take the shot? But it's the over talking that you do that really makes me wonder, are you
That's who
just
I am.
trying to protect yourself?
I will vote
But
Tara with
are
you
we
right
now fighting against each other?
This happens every time. I agree. I completely agree. And I this is sketchy, and I don't care if this sinks my game. I will walk out of here as a faithful, having shot the shot. Ron, I will vote for Tara with you right now. Stick, I think we should vote for Tara. I'm fully back to go into the original plan. Like I said, I truly believe either one is a traitor. But you know what, Ron? That is a very good point. I will put my money where my mouth is. Tara's been quiet. I will stick to my guns, and I'll vote Tara tonight.
I'm so tired of the quiet thing. This is just who I am.
I know. And it just has been quiet too, but like,
give me another argument or something else I've done other than just be quiet. Like,
I think people who let other people fight without stepping in, it is an indicator. I mean, you're right, Ron. You are right. We've done this every single round table, and it's always been wrong. And I don't want to take a shot at you and be wrong, but I still think you're a traitor. But I'm willing to go to Tara. I promise you, I will vote Tara if you and Stick want to, and Jess, if you want to as well. I will vote Tara. And if I go home on a weird 2-2-1, sure, you got a faithful out 2-2-1.
So we're voting
that's
Tara
awesome.
because she's quiet.
For everything in the
Yeah.
game. So I don't want to be beholden to just the last 5 minutes. I was suspicious of Tara the whole game. You know that. I've talked about that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I
can
will
you
do
give
that if
me
you
like
want.
one other reason?
You've been somebody who has let every single faithful get banished and not said a single word to let it happen. You've never contributed to the conversations at roundtable until prompted. Even today, right now, you haven't really contributed outside of me saying I'm voting Tara. You're never one of, and I get that that's a personality thing, but
Kind of
we're in
hard
the
to get a
final
word in
five.
edgeways.
I mean, no one else has really had any issues. Is my thing. Like, and I don't want this to turn mean, and I
No,
promise it's all game stuff. But like, I think we're just very opposite Traitor players, and that could be where we're at here. But
Yeah.
if I would be willing to do that, I'm cool with it. And again, if you get a faithful out 2-2-1, good job. But that's not the aim of the game here.
okay, here, I'll talk. um, as for, I'm leaning you two. I said it to you.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise. You've said a few things, and it's a small thing, but you said a few things tonight that are like in terms of like when the murder took place, where I'm just kind of like, wait, like how do you know that? Like,
I don't know when it took place.
what you do know when it took place.
No, I said I don't know when it took place.
No, but you have said a few things though that are like, oh, the murder at this time or whatever. I waited till after the. No, you said, like, I think in the other room there's 2 instances where you're like, I waited to message, because the murder probably took place, so I'm like, no one was talking, and then it's like, oh, did you murder, and then start talking to people once you knew the deed was done, kind of thing. Like,
because Phil said at the start, hey, you two figure out when the murder is going to happen and go for it. Like, I don't know what murder could be 30 minutes before this. I operate under the worst case scenario. If I tell someone something at 6 p.m., they could use that to murder me at 6:30. I have no idea. It's not a shock that I talk a lot. I will own up to that. That is very much a flaw of mine, but I have no idea when the murders are. I operate under worst case scenario.
Okay.
It's suspicious. I agree, but I never once referenced exactly when a murder is going to take place. I said if it takes place during this time, I want to cover my.
No. You didn't say exactly when the murder took place, but there were a few comments that are like, "Oh, like the murder probably happened and then something, something, something." And I'm like, I have this whole time not like when does this happen? Like when does this magic murder happen right before? Like to your point, but you've said a few things where like maybe it was you slipping and like letting it slide that you knew when it happened. Yeah.
I have no clue. This game is wicked because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, it's really, it would suck if you are a faithful Tara, because then it would once again be two faithfuls going back at it.
For the record, I love playing these games with you. So
yeah.
I was gonna say that.
I know, I agree. It just
all of you.
It always feels like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Fun and peaceful.
Phil, don't put neurotic people in this game.
That's all he knows.
I'm dying here.
People.
I'm dying here. I
take what you can out of it, leave the rest there.
I'm not going to try and confuse the vote, but I just need to get this off my chest. Again, we're going after Ryan, we're going after Tara. We're not looking at you, Jess. And I love you so much, but it's just now the more people argue, the more I go, is this perfect for you? Like, is this perfect chaos for you to just sit in and watch and observe?
It's perfect for the Traitors, that's for sure.
Well, the way I know the way you talk, so it's just making me more and more suspicious of you.
Yeah, I get it. That's fair. I like in these sort of situations where it's like, X versus Y, I feel like I don't have a ton for the most part to add to the conversation. So I just like let the people go, and I want to sit back and get the information. Basically, I want to hear their perspectives, and that like this is why I'm like silent and kind of like looking up and thinking the whole time, because I'm trying to digest everyone's kind of rationale for their opinions.
And that's how you came second in Survivor. You were very strategic in how you managed relationships with people.
100%.
Yeah. And so you were gathering that information to make the best strategic moves for yourself.
Absolutely.
I feel like you're doing the exact same thing here.
What conversations am I like managing?
Well, I can't say what conversations you're having, but you just by sitting and listening make me go, is she doing this?
Sitting and listening, right? I think like Ron, you are definitely a more assertive player than I am in all the games that we play, and that's fine. And I think, Ryan, I know we didn't get to play too much of Survivor, but like in this game, you've been more vocal, and that's fine too. And Tara has been more of the sit back and observe, and that's fine too. Like I don't think
Can I make an observation as well? There's only really been two people who have been like considered suspects, I would say, that have never thrown each other under the bus. And I think Tara and Jess have never once, in my opinion, thrown each other's name out there. That is suspicious.
Maybe not publicly, but I think I have in chats. I've mentioned Tara's name. I mean, I said to you, Ryan, this afternoon about Tara.
You did.
And you wanted to switch it to Ron.
Well, yes. I said, let's do Ron. And then you're like, well, yes, but do you want to do Tara still possibly as well? So that I will eat my words. You did say that earlier, and I will confirm that. Oh, my God. Publicly, that was what I was thinking, but hate this game. I hate this game.
I haven't publicly said anything though, according to you, so that includes just
That's
the
true.
same.
You've stated Alex, and you stated me, and publicly. That's what I've heard. But
I think we've all played different games, and I am shocked that this is the final 5. To be honest, it is wild to me. There's a lot of people here that I think everybody here on final 5 that I'm getting
players. The time for talking is past. It is now time for action. Please write down the name of the player you think is a traitor that you want to banish from the game, and please mute. Once you have your votes, please hold them up. You must keep your vote on the screen. All right, everyone has got their votes done. We are going to start tonight with Ron.
My vote's for Ryan. I hope you know that everything I've said tonight is in the spirit of the game. You know that I think you're a really amazing person. For me, it was just, I feel like I've been double talked and then talked about, and I just question if this was all a ploy. And I'll be 100% honest, I'm not even sure that this is the right vote to make.
All right, up next is Jessica.
I apologize. I'm going with my gut on this one, and I hope I'm wrong.
You're good. Okay. Next to reveal their vote, Ryan P.
I made some promises to folks, and I am sticking to that vote, even though I'm also not completely sure.
Next person to reveal their vote is Stick.
It was just the doubts. It was the doubts. And I'm sorry.
Please mute.
God, I hope I'm wrong. Oh, sorry.
Shouldn't be a surprise, but I'll complete the sweep. And I said it before, I adore playing with you. I think you're great. But my vote's for you, Ryan.
Everybody, please turn off your cameras and stay on mute. Ryan, stay on camera, please. So Ryan P, you have been banished from the group before you are completely set adrift and outcast from this game. Please say your goodbyes and please reveal to the group whether you are in fact a traitor or simply one of the faithful.
Yes. Phil, this game has been exhausting. I'm mentally drained in every sense of the word. I speak a lot, often to try and confuse people. I was this close. I wish you luck. But you casted out a faithful here. So I'm sorry. I'm not a traitor.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Players, you can turn on your cameras and talk.
What's that?
I could puke.
No.
I'm on a Zoom call, honey.
Well, congrats, Traitors.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it out loud. Ron, I don't think you're a traitor because I know you would never drink
Dick, I
a
don't think
fucking
you're a
Bud
traitor
Light.
either.
And you promised me that you would drink a Bud Light if you were a traitor, so you're definitely not a traitor.
Yeah.
We call it
I
swamp
think
water and warm well water and moose piss
Yeah.
and whatever else. You're
I
not
feel
you're not.
I feel 100% duped. And it's the game and it's fine and it'll all be okay, but I can't believe I fell for it again.
Well, history will never change, and this has been a Traitors game. We are down to the final four. The faithful started so strong in this game, but now here we are. I will give you some time to communicate with each other and discuss the final parts of this game. And you will be able to move around rooms.